You know what I hate is that is probably the funniest way you can ever describe any of my streams. My streams are never late and they're never early, but somehow I'm always still late to them. Hello everyone. Hope we're all having a great Saturday. Hi Mouse, hi Volp, Ezra, thank you for the, holy shit, the Starman. Ezra, thank you for the 10 months. I did, I'll admit it for the bit. Hi Seth, hi Squid, hi Felix, hi Marion. Thank you for the health check, I'll go ahead. I just took a water sip, but that's fine. Today, so originally, my plan for this this stream was going to be doing Smash Remix. I was gonna be doing it with Dairy Doggo and Solo Plays the Games. Unfortunately, both of them had stuff come up, so I had to did not scramble to think of an idea, but I had to come up with a new idea for a stream today, and I figured randomly I just started. Thank you for plucking a Pikmin, Felix. Keeping me company while I make egg salads. You can make anything in the world with eggs, and you make a fucking egg salad sandwich. Anyway, so what I decided to do was I had this random idea where I started thinking about all the different Mario voice actors, right? And I started thinking in my head, well, wouldn't it be fun if I like ranked all the Mario VAs? And I thought about, well, if I'm gonna rank all the Marios, I should rank all the Luigis. If I'm gonna rank all the Luigis, I should rank the Warios and the Waluigis and the Peaches and so the whole stream today, in place of Smash Remix 2.0, hey, fitting outfit, Ember. In place of Smash Remix, what I want to do is I want to do a tier list of
Someone
every...
said Luigi.
Yeah, it was me. I want to do a tier list of every Mario voice actor for Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi, Peach, and Daisy. And when I say every, I mean every voice actor that is canon to Nintendo and, or at the very least, is officially recognized. We're not doing parodies. We're not doing... Excuse me, we're not doing fan projects. We're only doing officially credited Mario voice actors who are in something that is like considered official Nintendo material. So you're not going to see Dan Castellaneta doing Mario in the Simpsons video game. You're not going to see any of the Robot Chicken voice actors. Hey, you guys want to know something cursed? Matthew Lillard has voiced Mario. So I don't know how that makes you feel. I know it was very weird for me. What I plan on doing is so we can get a better idea and a refresher, is when we listen to these, or when we talk about these different voice actors, I'm going to be bringing up samples of, their examples of their voices for these characters. So we're going to talk about them a little bit. Now, what I didn't expect, with all due respect, is there are so many fucking voice actors. And just like it says in the Go Live notification, fun fact, the character with the most voice actors is, whether or not they're unique or not, is Princess Peach, who had, get this, 14 voice actors in the character's tenure. Since her first voice actor in, I think, 1983, Princess Peach has had 14 voices. That's more than Mario, who has like 12. And of course, the funniest part is Waluigi only has 2. Waluigi has Kevin Afghani and Charles Martinet. So, the way we're going to go about this, and the reason I have all the tiers separated by Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi, Peach, and Daisy, we're going to go through the list of the characters, and then we're going to rank who is S tier Mario, who is A tier Mario, B tier Mario, etc. Then we're going to do the Luigis, the Warios, the Waluigis, the Peaches, and the Daisies. I mainly set this up like this just so there's a clear separation, because Charles Martinet did multiple characters. We don't want to have like 2 Charles in S tier and then a B tier Charles. You know, that would just look kind of weird. So that's the way I wanted to go about this. If this doesn't take a long time, I don't know, we'll do Colossal Caverns or something. But I guess to get this started, we're going to start with the... yeah, what's your question, Squid? What's your question? While I introduce the first Mario voice actor. Now, a lot of people when they think of Mario voice actors, when they think of the first Mario voice, they think of, before Charles Martinet, they think of Mario Teaches Typing, they think of Hotel Mario, or more commonly, they think of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. That is not Mario's first voice actor. Mario's first voice actor ever in any form of media that is even remotely canon to Nintendo is an actor who has virtually no credits. How long did I research this? It took about an hour and a half, I'd say. But this is a voice actor who has very little known about him. And his name is Pat McBride. You're probably wondering what he is from. He is from an officially licensed Nintendo vinyl record known simply as Donkey Kong Goes Home. Now, we need to talk a little bit of history, but before we do, I want to shout out Planet Clue, one of my personal favorite comfort YouTubers, because he wound up doing a video on these records made by a label known as Kid Stuff Records. Now, Kid Stuff, their entire brand was making records, if you couldn't tell, records for kids. Usually these were stories, or they were very low quality songs loosely based off the properties. They did McDonald's, they did My Little Pony, and of course, when the arcade boom came around, they did video games. I think most notably they did Pac-Man, I think they did Galaga, and they did Donkey Kong. But inadvertently, because they did Donkey Kong, they gave Mario his first ever voice in the form of Pat McBride, who, by the way, was also the producer and one of the writers for these records. Now, I'm going to try and find Pat McBride's actual voice on the Donkey Kong record, because, fun fact, it's very hard to find these. It's very hard to find, proper recordings of the Kid Stuff records, because these were very poorly sold. Why is there no? Because DK is an ape, that's why. So I'm going to try and find, in the discography, I'm going to try and find Pat McBride voicing Mario. So if this is right, this was officially Mario's first ever voice.
It's certainly too bad that the old zoo site is now just
Nope,
a huge
that's the narrator.
construction site.
That is Pauline.
Look at poor Donkey Kong's face. He looks so homesick.
Let's see. Come on. Give me Mario. Oh, this is it. Oh, this is it. Okay, so fun fact. People commonly accept that in the canon, quote-unquote, of Mario started as a carpenter in the Donkey Kong games, but then eventually, they rebranded him to be a plumber. In Donkey Kong Goes Home, Mario is neither a plumber nor a carpenter. Mario owns a pizzeria. This is Mario.
Hello, this is a Mario's Pizza Parlor. Can I help you?
Hello, Mario. Yeah, this is Jake the Watchman from the construction site across the street.
And Jake the Watchman.
Can you make me one of your super duper pizzas and have Pauline bring it over as soon as possible?
Jake, my friend, you are in the luck. I just took one out of the oven, and
Holy
I'll have
fuck,
Pauline
Scott
bring
No. Don't you dare play anything over this, Squid. I will ban you.
it over right now. Pauline, I have a pizza for you to deliver across the street, so hurry and take it over while it's hot.
Okay. Hello, Paradox. Or sorry, Eternal. So that was Pat McBride. Of all the of all the controversy that surrounded Kevin Afghani replacing Charles Martinet, man, I'll tell you what, I didn't hear anybody crying when Pat McBride got replaced. Sounding like that sounds like someone from fucking Wisconsin doing the voice of someone they think is from New York. Look, he gets some points for seniority. But considering the Mario he's doing the voice of is the Donkey Kong arcade Mario, this is Jumpman Mario, right? Sounds fucking nothing like Mario. Look, the original design for Mario, in my opinion, looked more akin to something like Popeye the Sailor Man, because, there's that whole story of how Donkey Kong started as a Popeye video game, and ultimately transitioned into being its own original title after Nintendo lost the rights. Man, Pat McBride, for someone who never tried, you certainly succeeded in that. I gotta go D tier. I gotta go with D tier. He does. He doesn't even sound like a good stereotype, though. He doesn't even sound like a good stereotype. Pat McBride gets a D tier. I'm sorry to all the Pat McBride fans. They're gonna fucking come after me, dude. But I also want to point out the channel I found this uploaded on is called the Bad Game Hall of Fame, and it's on a video called Bad Game Music. I really want this record, though. I want that record just to say I have it. Now, how many Italians actually named Mario? It actually, surprisingly, not a lot. Surprisingly, I do not know a lot. Chris Pratt should be S tier. We'll get there when we get there. Now, moving on to our next Mario, we have, from the Donkey Kong cereal commercial, we have Larry Moran. Now, here's my question. Do you guys want to actually see the video, or do you guys just want to hear the voice? Because we are judging on the voice. You know, we're not judging on the character's physicality. Video? Okay, video. All right, let me go ahead and pull up the video. So this is Mario's second officially credited voice actor in the form of Larry Moran for a cereal commercial for Donkey Kong cereal. There we go. Yeah, ignore, by the way, at the bottom, what if Lincoln was shot earlier? Also slice your fingy. No, don't do that. So let me go ahead and zoom that in a little bit more.
Kids, I'm gonna jump, you're gonna crunch. Here we go. Donkey Kong. More crunch. Donkey Kong cereal. Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong cereal is...
Okay. Is the word that I use. That's the word that I'm gonna use is Because here's the thing. I don't hate him. I don't think he's the... We've had much worse Mario voice actors so far. We've only had one Mario voice actor so far. Who drinks orange juice? That's a really good question, by the way. Who does drink orange juice with their cereal? I really do feel like that's a bad combination. Also, now I've fucked everything up by cropping everything. Me? Why, Volp? Why? Give me one proper explanation as to why that's a good combination. I don't know, though. I genuinely, I'm at a little bit of a crossroads because Larry Moran isn't bad. He's goofy enough. But again, this is Donkey Kong Mario, right? This isn't like Mario, you know, as we know. If this was Mario as we know him today, I think that would be passable. I think I'm gonna have to give him C tier. I think I'm gonna have to give him C tier. He's not that good. Oh God. Thank you, Firefox. Orange juice and Cocoa. Volp, I think I'm gonna have to give you a warning for that. Yeah, he's not bad. I mean, also, we don't have a lot to go off of. We have, you know, we have a brief commercial for a brand of cereal that I don't think actually fucking sold that well. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like C tier is C tier has got to be good enough. I don't think anyone's gonna be belly aching. Good to see Mario Bros. From the 90s cartoon. Oh, don't worry, we will get there when we get there. Next, however, we have, in my opinion, probably one of the more notable first voice actors for Mario. We have and I'm gonna butcher this name, and I apologize in advance. Toru Furuya. Now, this is from the first ever, believe it or not, decades before the Chris Pratt movie. This was the first ever Super Mario Bros. Movie. And the English translation for the title is Super Mario Bros. The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach. Now, I remember watching this when I was a little kid, and I loved it. Because it had Mario in it. I've got no other reason aside from it had Mario in it. I liked that it had Mario in it. Also, I'm just trying to center this a little bit better. That should be fine. Is it better than I don't know, Squid. Do you think I wasted my time with Dragon Ball Evolution? No, that's fucking mean, and people are gonna come for my fucking throat, dude. Is that Brad Pitt? We will get there when we get there. But after these two, this is the first ever Mario voice actor that I don't think did a dog shit job. So let's see. Is this just gonna... Nope. Come on. There we go. All right, this is the first ever Mario voice actor that I feel like put on a good performance. That's Princess Peach. Here, we'll skip ahead a little bit. So hopefully this isn't copyrighted, by the way. I really hope this isn't copyrighted. Oh, we're getting more out of Luigi than we're getting out of Mario. Come on, give me Mario. Nope, that's still not Mario. There we go. Hold on, this should be Mario. Okay. Okay. I think I've heard enough. I really hate to do it. I really do. But that doesn't sound anything like Mario. That's not even like a good, like, you know, at the very least, these two did something kind of goofy with their characters, right? Like, these two did something kind of unique. I hate to say it, but Toru Furuya, I think I'm gonna have to give him a C. He does a good job as a voice actor, but I don't know, as Mario, he doesn't do anything fun with the character. Yeah. Wow. Maybe I need to watch the dub of the movie. By the way, ignore the extra Peach crown down here. Just ignore that. It's more 80s Japanese voice acting. There was a lot of emoting, which is awesome. But I feel like there's not a lot of character in it, you know? Like, it doesn't sound like a character. It just sounds like the voice actor, which, you know, not the most fair assumption, but you think of Mario and you think of someone who's kind of cartoony, and I feel like he didn't do much with, and maybe he wasn't given, like, good, like, you know, it could be he wasn't given good direction. I don't know. You know what? I feel like C tier's a little too mean. I feel like, but B tier's too nice. That's the problem. I feel like I need an in-between B, C tier. I hate to say it, the Luigi did better. His Luigi did better. The Luigi in Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach did a lot better. If there's any anime he voiced that I'm aware of, I don't know. But you wanna know what's fucking insane? Hey, Transformers fans rejoice. Peter Cullen voiced Mario at one point. I'm not even kidding. So the voice of Optimus Prime himself did a voice for Super Mario in a 1983 cartoon for Donkey Kong. Now this one doesn't have any footage. I don't know if it's lost media or what, but this, for television or anything aside from cheap merchandising, was Mario's first English voice actor. We're getting a lot of these firsts out of the way for Mario, but this is Mario's voice.
Take a look at this, Pauline. My plan for the most perfect Donkey Kong trap ever devised. I'm gonna chase that walking fur coat back down here.
Wow. Wow, he sounds so young. And he went on to do I Am Optimus Prime. He sounds so young. But the problem is, again, We're talking about a Mario that's inspired by Popeye. He definitely does a lot better than the fucking kid stuff records. He does a lot of kid stuff records. He does a lot more than the kid stuff records, Pat McBride. How many PNG... Squid, you can't just say words and expect them to make sense. Oh, man. Peter Cullen. He's a great voice actor, and I don't think he does a bad job with Mario. But do I think he does better than these guys? I need to hear it again. I need to hear him again. Hold on.
This, Pauline, my plan for the most perfect Donkey Kong trap ever devised.
Okay, the music isn't helping, but it just sounds like a character from the Jetsons. It just sounds like a Jetsons character. I think I'm gonna have to put him in C tier. The fucking Transformers fans are gonna kill me for that, but his Mario just, he doesn't sound like Mario, you know? For me, Mario is a cartoony character. He's kind of over the top. He's very silly. And that's something that I think is exemplified in a seamless transition to Captain Lou Albano, former wrestler, and in my opinion, the first voice of Super Mario. That all being said, I only want to talk about him as Mario the voice, not Mario the actor. Okay? Because Lou Albano did a really good job in those live action segments, right? I think Lou Albano was a great character performer. He was funny. I liked how he did his Mario. But I may need a little refresh. Yes, do the Mario, very funny. But as a voice actor, I want a refresher as to how Lou Albano was as Mario. Because just because he was funny in that physical role of Mario doesn't mean that he was the best in the character role, in the voice role. So let's take a little refresher, shall we? We're not going to watch the whole episode. Oop, I muted it. There we go.
The land of ice. Me and my brother Luigi had just rescued Princess Toadstool from King Koopa, and we're looking for the magic that would set her kingdom free and get us home to Brooklyn.
See if we can find another. Oh, you know what? I know a part. The end of the episode, the best part.
I cooked this just for you, Mario. My favorite recipe.
My favorite dish, spaghetti.
Spaghetti? We're not spaghetti. We're worms.
Worms?
Oh, he's so good. Oh, I can't, dude. Look, I'm fucking nostalgia blinded as hell. Man, I love Lou Albano. He's so expressive as Mario. I feel like he gets that kind of campiness and the goofiness. And look, I fucking pinned that on him being a wrestler, dude. He just knew how to get into character really well. I don't know. It's like shocking. Because you wouldn't think, like, it's like a John Cena situation. You'd think, like, he's a wrestler. He's not going to know how to be good as an actor, you know? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I know that I want my feet licked. You wouldn't expect, like, a professional wrestler to be a good actor. And then you remember that's all wrestling is, aside from, like, acrobatics. But, dude, fuck it. I think, especially for the time and the character he was playing, I think Lou Albano might be our first S tier. I feel like it's such an easy thing to say. I genuinely, like, I feel like, oh, the Lou Albano was the best Mario voice actor. Like, yeah, everyone agrees about that. But he's campy, he's silly, he's really funny, and he just does the role so well. He, like, obviously took what he had and he fucking ran with it. He did a really good job. I loved Lou Albano as Mario. I think saying he's anything lower than, like, A tier is a disservice to his performance. And yeah, the live action bits are great. Do the Mario is a classic. It's silly, it's campy, it's goofy, and that is exactly what Mario needs to be. He blows these guys out of the water, frankly. He blows all these guys out of the water. Which meant that he had some really big shoes to fill, or rather left some really big shoes to fill when it came to the follow-up voice actor for the Super Mario World and Super Mario Bros. 3 show. That voice actor being Walker Boone. So, when it came to the Mario cartoons after Super Mario World, they couldn't get, I think, any of the original voice cast back. If they were lucky, I think maybe they got Princess Peach back. Boo voicing Mario. So, when it came time to replacing Mario, they had to find somebody who could even somewhat emulate the same energy that Lou Albano gave off. And did they find him? Let's see. Because I'm gonna be fully real with you. I've heard this Mario before, and I don't know if he does it for me. Oh, I did it again.
No job is too big for the Super Mario Brothers, Prince. We'll protect ya.
Okay, aside from that animation error that we just saw with the layering. Hey, you guys want to know a fun fact, by the way? Bowser in all these cartoons voices Sam in the Sam and Max cartoons.
I'll decide what land we're gonna take over.
That's Sam.
You're not taking over any land, you Bowser Koopa. What? With my friends and turn Prince Hugo to Poodle back into Prince Hugo to Huge.
Okay. This one's a tough call. Because it's so obvious he's trying to do Lou Albano. But I feel like he's you get five. You know what? You're so goddamn right. He does sound like the fucking Costco guy. King Koopa, you get 5 big boons. I don't hate him. I don't hate him at all. But I feel like there's something lost in the whimsy of Mario's voice when it comes to Walker Boone. He's not bad. Not by a fucking mile. But we definitely lose some charm from Lou Albano. Because it felt like with Lou Albano, he was putting on a character, and Walker Boone sounds like he's putting on a character of someone putting on a character. It's kind of a similar situation to Pat McBride. Because Pat McBride, I feel like leaned too hard into like the jokiness of it, rather than playing a character. You know what I mean? So instead of like playing a character, he's going too hard into it. Now he's a lot better than Pat McBride. I'm not comparing these two in the fucking slightest. I just think Walker Boone doesn't do as good of a job. I think he's B tier. He's a B tier Mario. He's got a lot of great voices, he's got a really good voice for Mario. But when Vinesauce Vinny does a better job at your Mario when he's parodying your Mario, well, maybe that's not fair to say. It's more so, he sounds closer to a parody of Mario than he sounds to Mario himself, is essentially what I'm trying to say. I still respect the hell out of him. He had 2 halfway decent cartoons that weren't really that good at all. But I think as a voice actor, especially for Mario, he did a fine job. He was no Lou Albano. Now, following him up, again, we don't have video for this. Well, we technically do, but we have such an oddity of a Mario voice. But we have, before Charles Martinet, we had Mario Teaches Typing with Mario, who had a voice that was before Floating Head Mario. This was, I can't even introduce this properly. This is Ronald B. Rubin in Mario Teaches Typing for 1992, made by Interplay.
Welcome to Mario Teaches Typing.
So, very, very brief. That was it. That's that's basically all we have. There's probably more. I don't care. He sounds exactly like Pat McBride. I'm not even gonna lie. He sounds exactly. Are we really gonna put the two Marios that don't have headshots in the same tier? Oh, I think we just might. Yeah. I mean, again, he just sounds like a generic Italian stereotype. That's not Mario. Welcome to Mario Teaches the Typing. It's a silly voice, don't get me wrong. But that's it. That's all. I literally have nothing else to say. Oh, man. Well, after that, we actually have another PC game. We have Nicholas Glaser in Mario's Missing for the PC. Oh, thank God. We have voices for them.
Come on.
All right. This is Nicholas Glaser for the PC version of Mario is Missing. Now, Mario is Missing was one of two educational games that Nintendo made that I guess were ported to MS-DOS of all things. The entire point of Mario is Missing, there was also one called Mario's Time Machine. We'll get to that when we get to that. They were educational games that I believe Mario is Missing was about continents and geography, while Mario's Time Machine was about history and learning about different historical periods. These games fucking sucked, by the way. Do not expect me to ever play them on stream. So this is Nicholas Glaser voicing Mario. We heard a little snippet.
Come on, bro. You're dragging. We're there. All I can see are turtle tracks. Luigi, what do you say we give a Bowser the old Brooklyn 1-2? I'm a-going in, bro. Those crazy Koopas must have been stopped or all this...
Wow. Wow. I don't even need to think about that. That was bad. I feel bad for putting Pat McBride and Ronald B. Rubin on this tier, man. I feel like I need to move everybody up. What about the game where Luigi was the MC? That was this. That was Mario is Missing. Wow. I kind of do want to make an F tier now. I kind of feel like I need to make an F tier. That was I hate to be mean, but wow. That was really, really bad. Yeah, we'll put that here for now. We'll put this at the bottom. That was yeah. Well, that's probably why we don't get a lot of Mario voice lines. Yeah. Wow, I'm actually kind of shocked. That was just really bad. I'm shocked. I'm stunned. I'm hit stunned. I can't. I don't even think I can fucking think properly. But I will with this, because for next up on our voice cast, we have a voice actor named Mark Grau. Now, I don't know if you know the voice that well. I don't know if you've ever heard of him before, but you've definitely heard him before, because I'm taking you fuckers back to 2008 YouTube.
To invite us over for a picnic, eh, Luigi? I hope she made lots of spaghetti. Luigi, look! It's from Bowser. Dear pesky plumbers, the Koopalings and I have taken over the Mushroom Kingdom. The princess is now a permanent guest at one of my 7 Koopa hotels. I dare you to find her if you can.
So Mark Grau did the voice of Mario. Also, Tay, thank you for the 6 months. So Mark Grau did the voice of Mario in Hotel Mario. It's really bad. It's really bad. He's not the worst. He's not fucking Nicholas Glaser. but I feel like he's only marginally better than these guys. You know? Look, he emotes okay, but look, much like all the CDI games, I feel like their charm comes from how bad they are. But does that make it a good Mario voice? No. What are y'all doing? We are ranking every Mario voice actor for Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi, Peach, and Daisy. Everybody loves the spaghetti, but lots of spaghetti. I feel like the campiness is better than these guys, but I feel like putting him in B tier would be too nice. Because objectively speaking, he's not good. Because it feels like they stuffed him in a recording booth for 30 minutes and told him you get 2 takes at most. I think we're going to put Mark Grau in C tier. I feel like putting him in B tier would be a huge disservice to Walker Boone. I feel like comparing those two would be very unfair. I feel like that would be the worst like disservice to give to a voice actor who is as well known as Walker Boone is compared to Mark Grau. And not to discredit either of them. I think both of them went on to have like very successful careers. But comparing Hotel Mario to Mario 3 and Mario World Cartoon Mario is not fair and very unfavorable. We're almost at the guy. We're almost at our main man. But we have next, we have an actor named David Platson. I believe that's how you pronounce it. So David Platson did the voice of Mario for the PC version. What is that? What is this ranking? Did I hear Goofy? Hello, man. Mama. How do you pronounce your name? Pardon me. Mamanon? I believe that's correct. If it's not, please feel free to correct me. But this is for the PC version of Mario's Time Machine Deluxe. I believe this was also produced by Interplay. Any way you want to say it, bet. Even Anon, bet. But this is for Mario's Time Machine Deluxe. Oh, I muted it again. I'm going to keep doing that, and I do not promise to fix it.
Wait, don't I know you? My name's Mario. Who are you? Bowser's museum is inside his castle. I have to get in there and return all the stolen artifacts before history will change.
Yeah, what'd you say? The fucking volume mixing is great in this game. Okay. He's a hell of a lot better than Nicholas Glaser. They did a much better job. Come on. I mean, are you really surprised? I mean, that was I don't know if I'd call him a bad Mario per se, but he's definitely not a good Mario. You know what I mean? He's okay. He's certainly a Mario. He's certainly a Mario. You know what I mean? But I think it is high time we finally talk about the legend himself. In everybody's opinion, or not even in everybody's opinion, just objectively for everybody for the past 20 plus years, the voice of Mario. Let's talk about Charles Martinet.
Luigi! Ha ha! Nice job! Way to go!
Look, I feel like Nintendo was experimenting a lot up to this point when it came to Mario. Some were very good. Some were good. Some were okay. Some were very fucking bad. To say they struck gold when they found Charles Martinet is an understatement, because with all of these voice actors, in my opinion, what they were doing synonymously to each other was, aside from the great mission to rescue Princess Peach, is part of what they were doing is they were focusing really hard on Mario being an Italian stereotype and a plumber from Brooklyn. But Charles Martinet said himself that he had heard what some of the other voice actors were doing, and he didn't like that direction that those voice actors were doing. Because they didn't like Mario having this gruff and deep voice and everything like that. Oh, hey, it's me, Mario. He wanted something more approachable. He wanted something friendly. I also have something signed by Charles Martinet. I got my copy of Mario 64 signed by him. Charles took this really unique approach to Mario that, for all intents and purposes, for historically speaking, should not have impressed Nintendo as much as it did, in my opinion. But they found a voice actor who just brought the character to a different forefront that works really well for them. Like, Charles Martinet found this voice for Mario that I feel like suits the character better than all of these guys combined. All due respect to all of these voice actors, especially Lou Albano. But there is a reason Charles Martinet voiced the character for the past, what was it before he ended his career as Mario? 25 years, something like that? I mean, Charles Martinet got his start, actually funny enough, got his start with Mario Teaches Typing. But he voiced that character so much he became the character. Wasn't it Mario's Fundamentals that he debuted? I don't think so. I think it was Mario's Teaches Typing. Charles Martinet became Mario. I feel like when you think of a Mario voice actor, you're going to think of Charles Martinet first. You're not going to think of anybody else. You might think of Lou Albano. Maybe you'll think of Walker Boone. If you know it, you may think of Peter Cullen. Charles Martinet is always the first thought. And that's for a very good reason. I feel like he became synonymous with not just Mario, but the Mario voice cast. You know, we're going to get to it when we get to the other characters, but when you think of any of these other voice actors, none of them do Mario quite like Charles did, because he did it so well, he did it for so long, and he just loved everything about it. I got to meet Charles Martinet when I went to Too Many Games, and to say that he was so passionate about the Mario franchise and loved, like, just doing the Mario voice for people, which, by the way, that post by Ricky Berwin is not true. He is not being stopped for doing, like, he is not being stopped to do the Mario voice. He just can't do it on videos, which is just kind of synonymous with most voice actors. That's just in their contract. So, not to shit on Ricky Berwick, but when he made that post calling out Nintendo saying they're not letting Charles Martinet do the Mario voice anymore, that's not true. I saw him do it multiple times. He did it for me. He gave me a yippee! He debuted in Teaches Typing, but his formal debut was Game Gallery. Oh, oh yeah, that's true. Charles Martinet is amazing. He is a super down-to-earth, a very lovely person. I think him being the voice of Mario is just something I don't think he's ever going to shake, and I think he's totally fine with that. I don't think that would even remotely bother him, and I feel like it's not the worst thing. He's really good as Mario. He is the Mario. Now we get to a controversial one. Okay, let's talk about Chris Pratt. Can I give a really, really controversial opinion? Can I give a very controversial opinion? No, I'm not waiting. I'm speaking my mind. Let me speak to the people. Let me speak to the people. For the movie he was in and the material he was given. Hot take on Chris Pratt. Best Mario VA is insane. For the material, you know what? This is my hot take. For the material he was given and for the characterization of Mario that he was playing. I think Chris Pratt. I think Charles Martinet did a great job in that movie too. I think Chris Pratt did a very good job. Well, okay, maybe not a very good job, but I feel like Chris Pratt did a good job as the voice of Mario. Look, it's an Illumination movie. Of course, they're going to get a celebrity voice cast. And is Chris Pratt the voice of Mario? Is he ever going to replace Charles Martinet or even Kevin Afghani? Absolutely fucking not. He's not even close to replacing those voice actors. But was he bad? No. I vehemently disagree with people who just wrote off Chris Pratt as the worst voice actor in that movie because Seth Rogen exists. But let's watch a small clip from the movie.
Ugh. Really?
Go on. Eat it.
Now this has to be a mushroom? Because I just hate mushrooms and... Okay. Are you sure there's not like a...
Down the hatch. Yep, there it is, and all gone.
Oh, not cool.
Okay, I'm going to say this, and this is something that I think people ignore. He does put on a voice. He puts on... People were like, oh, he's just doing his Chris Pratt. No, he isn't. Is it over the top and goofy like Charles Martinet? No. But he's putting on a voice. He's changing his inflection, his tone. He's not just Andy from Parks and Rec. He's not just Emmett from the Lego Movie. Yes, dude, people who are like, Chris Pratt isn't a voice actor, fucking, do we just not remember the Lego Movie? And did we just forget how good the Lego Movie is? Right? I'm sorry, but I'm here to at the very least defend Chris Pratt in the sense of he is not a bad voice actor. He's not a great voice actor, and he is never going to top Charles Martinet or even Lou Albano, right? He's never going to be better than those guys, but goddamn, he's a fine Mario. And again, he's a lot better than fucking Seth Rogen, dude. That genuinely pisses me off. Like, it really upsets me that people were fine with Seth Rogen doing his voice. Just apparently, in an interview, he blatantly stated, he's like, I went to the studio and I said, look, if you want me as Donkey Kong, I'm not doing a voice. I'm not putting on an act. You're getting Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. You're not getting Donkey Kong, you're getting Donkey Kong played by Seth Rogen, right? I'm not changing up anything, and that's what the studio wanted. It pisses me off. Seth Rogen was D tier in that movie. I don't care what people say. He doesn't fit Donkey Kong. You know who would have been a lot better, actually? Bill Fagerbaki, the voice of Patrick Star. Just think about it. Chris Pratt's a B tier. Chris Pratt is a B tier Mario. I don't care what people say. He did a fine job. I think he could have done a hell of a lot worse. Is he better than Charles Martinet? He never will be. He absolutely will never be better than Charles Martinet. But is he better than most of these fucking guys? Yes! He does something unique and funny with the character. And you know what? I hate to say it, but his deliveries were good. He was really good. I enjoyed the Super Mario. Look, here's my blatant thing. Did Chris Pratt's Mario voice take me out of the Mario movie? Nope. I don't think he put me into the movie more, but fuck it. He didn't take me out of the movie. He did a fine job. And I'm tired of people pretending that Chris Pratt was a terrible Mario. He was fine. He was good. I enjoy the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Now, we're down to our last Mario. Wow, this has taken an hour for Mario alone. Look at all the peaches we're going to have to get through, dude. This is going to be the whole stream. I was thinking like, man, if this doesn't take that long, we're going to have to do some Colossal Caverns. I don't think we're going to do Colossal Caverns. Yes, exactly. He had fun with the role. Now we have a recent and a somewhat weirdly enough controversial Mario. This is Kevin Afghani. He is the newest voice of Mario, starting with Super Mario Wonder. Kevin Afghani has been basically chosen to be Charles Martinet's successor. Now I'm going to put the music back on real quick. Remember what I said? The Nintendo Shit Cube. Remember what I said about Walker Boone having the biggest shoes to fill when it came to Lou Albano? Also, hi, Queen. This was Titanic size boots to fill. Kevin Afghani had, in my opinion, the hardest, also we're going to put that there, the hardest job as a voice actor. Because he had to succeed the man who had done this voice for the past 20 plus years. This is, in my opinion, on the same level of when Walt Disney died and they needed a new Mickey Mouse voice actor. This is a character who is so iconic in pop culture and he's such a legend beyond his like scope of voice acting that Charles Martinet's replacement had to be the best. He couldn't just be a good Mario, he had to be the best Mario. And how did he do? Let's see, can we find like an actual voice?
Play! It's a go time! Oh no! Whoa! Oh! Wait! Yeah! Ah! Woo!
My big thing is if I close my eyes and I think I'm listening, am I listening to Mario? If I close my eyes and I hear that voice, do I see Mario? I do. I do. I don't hear Charles Martinet. I distinctly don't hear Charles Martinet. But I hear Mario. I still hear Mario. Look, okay, my biggest issue with Walker Boone was that he... Am I getting that name right? Now I gotta make sure I am. I am, okay. My biggest issue with Walker Boone was that he was trying too hard to be Lou Albano. Kevin Afghani is trying Charles Martinet, but he's not leaning too far into it like Walker was. You can never be Charles. Exactly. In my opinion, I think we need to see him in more Mario roles to know if he is just like the definitive Mario for the next generation. But for everything that it's worth, for all that he's done so far, I give him an A tier. I think he does a great job at being Mario. I give him a lot of credit because this is an impossible feat for any voice actor to succeed in being such a popular like character's voice when someone's been doing it for over 20 years. But for everything that it's worth, Kevin Afghani does a great job. I'm very excited to see where he goes with the character. He's been doing a great job so far. I'm not putting him in S tier yet because I want to see him in more roles. My mind could change. I could think he's worse. I could think he's better. I think we just have to let time tell. Now we're finally moving on from the Marios to the Luigis. And we got to go all the way back to the great mission to rescue Princess Peach, because our first ever Luigi voice ever in existence is, again, I'm gonna mispronounce this, Yu Mitsushima. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the scene where Luigi is holding the candle. So, for the first time in any form of recorded media, there were no vinyl records, there were no TV shows. This was Luigi's first voice. There is.
なんだそれ助けを求めてきたんだ助けピーチ姫が
Can I say something kind of bizarre? I really like that Luigi. And in a very weird way, it sounds like how Luigi... It sounds a lot like what Luigi sounds like to this day. Luigi kind of does have this like sort of somewhat nasally voice. He's got a higher pitched voice than Mario. Like up until Charles Martinet, it's kind of just what Luigi sounded like in a lot of media. So I'm a little shocked because the Mario from that movie, in my opinion, didn't do a great job. I didn't like him. I didn't like what was it, Taru? Oh God, I lost his name. I didn't like him. To me, I just felt like I felt like what people think they were hearing when they heard Chris Pratt. I thought I was just hearing a voice actor in a recording booth. But Yu Mitsushima, I think I gotta give him. Oh my God, do I want to give him a B or an A tier? Because he's really good. He's really good. I think I'm gonna give him a B tier. I think I'm gonna give him a B tier because he is really good and he's very expressive. He's very cartoony with the character. So he's good. He's really good. I don't know if he's like definitive Luigi. I don't know if he's definitive Luigi, and I don't think he is. Maybe I'll switch him up. Maybe I'll switch him up at the end of the list. We don't know. Let me just do something. There we go. All right. After him, though, and this is something I forgot to mention, but after the great mission to rescue Princess Peach, Toru Furuya actually returned as Mario for a TV show only in Japan called Mario Amada? No. I think it was just called Mario Amada. Yep, here we go. The Mario anime series, Amada anime series Super Mario Brothers. Excuse me. I don't think this was based off of the Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach, but it was. It had some voice actors returning. It did not, however, feature the voice actor for Luigi returning. It did, however, feature a new voice actor for Luigi known as Naoki Tatsuta. Now, forgive me. I'm having a little trouble finding Luigi. Oh, I may have found it. Wow, this is weird. This was after Mario 3? Interesting. So maybe this should be later. Because I see the Koopalings. All right. But this is the second ever voice actor for Luigi. I don't know how good this is going to look or sound. Actually, I know how it's going to look. It's going to look like dog shit. But this is the second ever voice actor for Luigi. This is Naoki Tatsuta. Oh, I muted it again. That's not the real music. That can't be. No, isn't that Castlevania music? Okay, let's see if we can find. I don't think he exists. Is there anything? Wow, these went on for a long. Yeah, Street Fighter. That's Street Fighter. That is Guile's theme. You're so right. Oh man, dude, are we not gonna be able to find Luigi? No, I can't find any Luigi. Okay, hold on. Can we find anything else? Naoki Tatsuta did. Oh, maybe. He's in Final Fantasy Rebirth? Okay, so this is obviously not the delivery that he would have given. This isn't how he would have delivered these lines. But this is all I know. Oh, is he the cat bus? Is he the cat bus in Totoro? I think he's the cat bus. Well, I'll be a son of a bitch. He's not an F tier, but man, I'll tell you what. With how surprised I was at Yu Mitsushima, That's all I'm gonna say is That's all I'm gonna say is I mean, you know, it's not fair to really judge him. He does a fine, like he's a good voice actor. It's not like he's a bad voice actor, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I could really see him as Luigi. But man, you want to talk about Luigi's, dude? You want to talk about iconic fucking Luigi's? Dude, Danny fucking Wells. Here's a really interesting thing. During the time of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, the Super Mario Bros. Didn't have a lot of canon, right? Like, there wasn't a lot of established canon. There was Mario's brave, Luigi's his brother, they rescue Princess Peach. When Super Mario Bros. 2 came around, you know, there was like Princess Peach helps along in the missions. There's Toad. Bowser was the bad guy. But a very interesting thing is that I feel like the Super Mario Bros. Super Show introduced something to canon that still exists to this day. And that's Luigi's cowardice. Luigi is very, very scared when he goes on these missions with Mario. And the Super Show, I feel like, was one of the first major media outlets for Mario where they show that. Again, we're only talking about the voice acting.
No! We'll never save Toad now!
He was the nicest little fungus I ever knew. Luigi, we can't quit now. Remember the plumber's motto.
Oh, go forget. Don't take chances or you'll go down the drain.
No, when the pipe is plugged, keep plunging. Hasta power!
Let's see, can we skip to a part that's... Because there's one part I know. There's one part I know that's really funny. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna I don't even know if it's in this episode. I'm trying to find the part where he's like, I can't! I'm gonna have a... Oh, wait, that might actually be this scene.
Mamma mia!
Whew. See? I told you we'd be perfectly safe.
Can I give a hot take? I like Danny Wells as Luigi more than I like Captain Lou Albano as Mario. I think that voice, the inflection, the tone, I think he does a great fucking job. I think he just... There's something about this version of Luigi where it's not Charles Martinet. So we're not in, like, the modern era of Mario. They're still experimenting and they still have kind of gruff voices. Danny Wells as Luigi works really well for Mario because he just sounds like... I don't know how to explain this, but he sounds like a lanky, kind of scared guy. I do think he's better in the live-action segments, but I feel like I'd be doing a major disservice if I didn't put Danny Wells in S tier. He's great in the role. He's really fun. He's really funny. I think he does a wonderful job. And I think it's one of those roles where you can tell, like, he just did a really good job. Now, funny you say that, Courtney, because that's not Danny Wells. Danny Wells did not do the voice of Luigi for that show, because we're about to talk about him. Because much like when it came to the Super Show, much like when it came from Lou Albano to Walker Boone, when it came time for the Super Mario World and Super Mario 3 cartoon, Danny Wells got recast, or likely just didn't want to come back. He was instead replaced by a man named Tony Rosado. Now, for everything I just said about Danny Wells, I think I might like Tony Rosado a little bit more. Oop, I did it again.
I have to go to bed so soon.
Well, like they say in Brooklyn, early to bed, early to catch the worm. Or is it the bagel?
The worm's good. Tell Yoshi bedtime story now. Tell how Luigi find Yoshi and Yoshi rescue Princess.
Okay. Well, it all started when Mario, the princess, and I came to Dinosaur World for a vacation. We banished
Another
King
classic
Koopa
YouTube
from Princess Toadstool's Mushroom Kingdom, but he'd found a way to escape into the dinosaur world. And when we got to Dome City, the place was deserted. Koopa football players grabbed the princess. Mario was attacked by a Koopa wizard and a Magnum Bill.
This whole episode became a meme.
And I found myself face to face with a fire sumo.
God damn, why did they exaggerate his ass like that? You didn't need to do that. Tony Rosado. God. How do we feel about Tony Rosado? Okay. Here's my thing. I think he's super campy. And I feel like, much like Walker Boone, he just... I couldn't give him the Hank Hill ass. I feel like Walker Boone, he sounds more like a Hanna-Barbera, like a Jetsons character. But unlike Walker Boone, I feel like he's doing a lot better. Because Walker Boone, I feel like, was trying really hard to just emulate Lou Albano. And Tony Rosado is doing the same thing, right? He's obviously, he's not doing as good of a job as Danny Wells. Which is funny because of what I just said. That being said, he's better than Walker Boone. He's much better than Walker Boone. He's a whole tier above Walker Boone. Because I feel like, in a vein of where Walker Boone was trying to do too much with Lou Albano's voice, Tony Rosado was at the very least doing a good job of emulating Danny Wells while doing something unique. Excuse me. He wasn't just trying to be... excuse me, God. He wasn't just trying to be Danny Wells. He was trying to do more. God. He was, I don't know if I'd say he was trying to do more. He was trying to do something more of himself. I need water. He does kind of sound like Bullwinkle. He does kind of sound like Bullwinkle. God, you're so right. Thank you for the star, man. God, I hate hiccups. But kind of like how we were moving from something really good to something bad. We got to go back to Mario is Missing on the PC with another recast of an actor named Bob Sorensen. Yes, Squid, you may nap. This is Bob Sorensen, who played Luigi in the PC version of Mario is Missing.
Practically a popsicle, Mario. Are we there yet? The Brooklyn what? Hey, look it. There's his pad. But the walls are awfully high. Say, I left my toothbrush back in the Big Apple. Right.
Okay. He does a much better job than Nicholas Glaser. But you know what he weirdly sounds like? He sounds like if Kid Stuff Records kept doing Mario records. He doesn't sound good. He's not an F tier, but I think I gotta agree with Courtney. He's a D tier. He at least has the, like, tone of Luigi, right? I feel. But he doesn't have any of the inflections or anything that makes Luigi Luigi. You know what I mean? I feel like there's such a there's something there, but there's so much missing. So I'm gonna have to put Bob Sorensen in D tier. The pitch is close. The pitch is right, but there needs to be more done with the voice. I feel like, honestly, he doesn't do the worst job. We have heard worse Luigis, but he's not good. You know who is good, though? Folks, we're returning to an old friend. We're returning to... Do you think Wario casually sings WAP? Absolutely. Now, he doesn't get a lot of voice lines, so I'm not playing the video, but...
I hope she made lots of spaghetti.
So... Mark Grau not only did the voice of Mario, he also did the voice of Luigi in Hotel Mario. His Mario is fine. I think his Luigi's kind of better. But...
And you've got to help us.
Really? You're going A tier? Okay, that makes me feel a little more comfortable. I think I'm going to put him in B tier. I was thinking C tier because I like his Mario. I like his Luigi more, but they're both not that good. You know what I mean? I hear those voices and I don't think... I hear his Mario and I don't think Mario. I hear his Luigi and I think that's kind of Luigi. So I feel comfortable putting him in B tier. Yeah, the memes, yes, absolutely, the memes. That's why I put Lou Albano and Danny Wells in S tier. They're fucking amazing. Oh yeah, what is this from? Which Mario game is this? Super Mario Land. And it stopped. And it just stopped. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, it was the video. That's really funny. We're complimenting the music and it just stops. So, yeah. Oh, God, I did it again. So, yeah. Mark Rao does a fine job as Mario. He does a better job as Luigi. I don't think either of them are especially good, but I like them. I like them. They're fine. Now, this one is going to be a weird one to say he did first, but the next one on our list is an actor named Julian Bartikov. Now, Julian actually got his start in... Why does it keep pausing? What is with the silence? Oh, you know what? Maybe it got content ID'd. So, Julian Bartikov... I'm skipping the song. Julian Bartikov got his start actually with a Super Nintendo game that was beamed over something called the Satellaview, which was a Nintendo satellite streaming system. Super ahead of its time. Sega also had one called the Sega Channel. In my opinion, super ahead of their time. But he got his start on something known as BS Excite Bike. Now, many people probably don't know that. But Julian didn't just do that, because on the Nintendo 64 for Mario Party 1 and 2...
Yoo-hoo! Ow! Yeah! Ow, 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 ow. I'm the best! Oh my god!
I love this Luigi. I am deeply nostalgic for this Luigi. I don't know what it is, but that ow, 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 ow lives in my head rent-free. I love this Luigi. Could I hear him being Luigi to this day? Fuck no. But for Nintendo 64 Mario Party Luigi, I think I'm gonna put him in A tier. I think he was good. I don't think he would have survived any longer than he did as Luigi. But I liked him. I thought he was funny. He fit the character. He was silly. I liked him. I liked him. I didn't like him any more than, you know, I do. But he's good. Now we're back to an old friend in the form of Charles Martinet. So, I already gassed up Charles Martinet. I already talked about why I think he is a legendary voice actor. You know, he's great. He's fucking wonderful. And for everything he did right by Mario, I think he did even more for Luigi. Because I feel like Charles understood the assignment. He got what made, like, he understood that Mario and Luigi are brothers, right? So they have to sound similar, but they don't have to sound the same. And so Mario and Luigi having these distinct yet similar voices is part of what made Charles such a great voice actor for these characters. He literally understood the assignment, and I love his Luigi voice. To me, his Luigi voice is more than iconic. It is the definitive Luigi voice. It is a Luigi voice I feel like every other Luigi voice actor is going to be going for. And how can you ever top this?
Mario, 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 Mario.
That's the best. That's a Mario. It's great. He got it. He understood the assignment and he fucking rocked it for over 20 goddamn years. Also, Mario Party. Of course, every Mario game. Charles Martinet did a great job. Now comes back to the movie. We're going to say that a lot. Now it comes back to the movie. So, I'm not going to say I don't like Charlie Day as Luigi, because I'm going to be real. Charlie Day as Luigi surprised me with how Charlie could just do his voice, and he does a good job. He was very good as Luigi. I just don't like how underrepresented Luigi was in the movie. I'm gonna look. You want me to talk about like the Mario Bros movie? I think the decision to make Peach a secondary protagonist and Luigi be the one needing to be saved was a missed opportunity. Not because I didn't like Peach in a savior role. I just didn't like Luigi being relegated to in my opinion, and I hate to say this, a secondary role. I am sorry, but when Donkey Kong plays a bigger role in your Super Mario Brothers movie for the majority of the runtime, I think you need to go back and rewrite the script. Luigi should not have been as, and I hate to say it like this, incidental. I wouldn't say a background character, but Luigi at worst was a tertiary character. And that hurts. Because it's the Super Mario Brothers movie, and the brother is barely in it. They should have had Bowser. I feel like they should have had Bowser take over the kingdom. I think they should have had Bowser take over the whole kingdom, and Mario and Luigi need to help Peach to reclaim it. But we're not here to talk about the movie. We're here to talk about Luigi, voiced by Charlie Day of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fame.
Great. I was great. Are you kidding me? You were great. That is not a commercial.
That is cinema.
It's a perfect. Wahoo! Okay, Oh, great. Spike's here.
You're gonna have to forgive me. This is just some random edit I found, but it's all Luigi.
We have. Our mom called and she said, "Oh, boys, that's the best commercial I've ever seen."
Okay. One thing I need to note about Charlie Day. Excellent emoting. Excellent job with emoting. He knows how to use a wide range of his voice. I feel like for Luigi, I feel like it's a similar situation to Chris Pratt. For this version of Luigi, he does a fine job. He does a very good job. But I could never see him replacing Charles Martinet. It feels a little less cartoony and a little more casual, which is fine for this role, fine for this movie. And Charlie Day doesn't need to do a lot to sound like Luigi. Hi, Nikki. Charlie Day doesn't need to do a lot to sound like Luigi. And I firmly stand by that. And I think that is fine. I think he's A tier, though. I wouldn't say he's S tier. Do I even really think that, though? I do think he did a better job in Chris Pratt, though.
If you do drugs, you go to hell, you go to die. That's what Mario told me.
You must die. Hi, Jesse. How are you two goobers doing? We're about halfway through ranking every Mario voice actor for Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi, Peach, and Daisy. There are so many dude, I said this at the beginning. Fucking Peach has 14 voice actors to go through. Oh, I know, Jesse. Yeah, if you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Please? So, yeah. But back to thank you for the health check. I literally just took a water sip, but that's fine. When it comes to Charlie Day as Luigi, I think he did fine for the role. Beyond that, however, he did good. Did better than Chris Pratt as Mario, but I feel like he's not going to give Charles Martinet or Kevin Afghani a run for their money. Speaking of, the most recent Luigi voice actor and the last one on our list for Luigi, we have Kevin Afghani. So that was from Mario Luigi Brothership. Let's get some Mario Party Jamboree lines.
Ho! Ha! Ow! Oh! Ow! Owie! Yaha! Ho ho! Aha! Yay! Goody! Ha ha!
That was so good! Goody! Okay. Kind of like how he is with Mario. Kevin Afghani has his own obvious distinction between himself and Charles Martinet. I like his Luigi a little less than I like his Mario, but I still like him. Because a weird thing I noticed, he's a little more in the back of the throat, because he's like, you know, Charles Martinet would be like, goody, but he's more like, goody. I feel like he does a good job, though. He's a great Luigi voice. Again, Kevin Afghani, great fucking voice actor. I love Kevin Afghani. I'm gonna put him in A tier because I do like his Luigi a lot. I do think it's worse than his Mario. Do I want to put his Mario in S tier? Do I want to put his Mario in? You know what? Yes, that's a great way to put it. At the very least, he is top of A tier. He is top of A tier, while Kevin Afghani's Mario is an A tier bordering on S tier, while his Luigi is just solid A tier. He's not close to S, but he's not teetering on S rather, but he's very solidly in A tier. So I think he does a great job as Luigi. I think he's very good. I'm very, like what I said about his Mario, excuse me, I'm very excited to see what he does with the character. Now we have a much shorter one. We're taking a bit of a break from all these long ones, but we have Wario voice actors. I have one thing to tell you all. I think they fucking knocked it right out of the park from the get-go when it comes to Wario. Because the first ever Wario voice actor was for the commercials for Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins and Wario Land, I think it was Wario Land. Yeah, I think it was just Wario Land 1. This is James Sawyer Sr.
Obey me, Wario. I am your master. Mario is your enemy.
The wicked imposter Wario has cast an evil spell over Mario Land.
Don't let Mario get the 6 golden coins. Don't let Mario reach the palace.
This is the biggest, most dangerous, most challenging Game Boy adventure yet.
Obey Wario. Destroy Mario.
Don't fall under Wario's evil spell in Super Mario Land 2, only on Game Boy.
I think for a cartoony, no, hear me out, for a cartoony, silly villain, they did fine. But that's the thing, they were going for a Saturday morning cartoon vibe. I think that's what they were trying to do. Yes, exactly. And I think for that, he didn't do bad. Now, can I see him as what? When I close my eyes, do I see Wario? I'm gonna give him a C tier. I feel like if Wario showed up in a Super Mario cartoon in the 80s or 90s, that's who would be Wario. That is a solid Wario. I think they did a fine job with capturing Wario's energy before we really got to know who Wario was. You know what I mean? Like, this is around the time of, like, you know, early Marios, right? This is, I think, like, just after Lou Albano. Yeah, I picked Wario. Now, I'm not going to put on the video, but the next voice actor, it goes by the name Thomas Spindler. I need one voice line to tell you who this guy is.
So I missed.
fucking classic. A classic voice line. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Look. Thomas Spindler is a shockingly good Wario. Because Wario is the antithesis of Mario. So Mario going, wahoo, yippee, and Wario being like, ah, oh. I think that, I don't know how to describe it. Can we make it a sound routine? Maybe. "Do I missed" is such an iconic phrase in my opinion, and it's ingrained. It is ingrained into the hearts and souls of Mario Party players everywhere. And listen, man, I'm gonna thank the fucking Runaway guys for making oh yeah, that is true. Hold on. Where is oh my god? Because we also, from the Japanese version of Mario Party 2, we also have
Oh my god!
which they had to censor because Nintendo didn't want to put any references to religion. He's good. He's got a very, like, what I've noticed is he has a very, like, it's gravelly, but it's not, like, it's not too much. You know, it really just sounds like, it sounds like an anti-Mario, which is exactly what they were going for. So Thomas Spindler, easy S tier. It feels extremely fitting. I could see Thomas Spindler coming back to voice Wario. That is how far I would go. Yeah, exactly, Courtney. That's where I got it too. The Runaway guys. Now moving on to Charles Martinet.
Fire! Here I go! Why, why?
Okay. If it weren't for the I feel like I would just be okay with it. I like it too. Don't get me wrong. I like it too. But also I would listen I listen to this.
Oh, so will you make some games for me or what? Hey, Ashley. Okay, I'll call you back.
It's so good. It's so good. Because look, I'm going to be real. I like the characterization of Wario that not only is he an anti-Mario, but he is so much more goofy and cartoony than Mario is. He is a total parody of Mario. I love that a lot. And Charles Martinet, much like he did with Mario and Luigi, but even more so with Wario, takes that concept and fucking books it. And he does a great job. I love Charles Martinet Wario. Yeah, no, I hear that. I feel like he has just done such a good job with voicing Wario, and I feel like as much as Thomas Spindler is ingrained into my psyche, Charles Martinet is as well. I feel like we just have two really good Warios back to back. Yeah, A tier at the very least. I love his Wario voice. I genuinely, I think honestly, he's not as good as okay, comparing him to Thomas Spindler, I don't know if that's like, I wouldn't say it's not fair, but I feel like they take, has Charles gotten anything less than S? No, and he might not. I'm not gonna lie because he was perfect. Charles Martinet did a really good version of Wario that I feel like fit more in line with the mainline Mario universe. But Thomas Spindler did such a good job that I wouldn't be surprised if they would have kept him after the Mario Party games. Now comes, again, Kevin Afghani. This is from WarioWare Move It on the Nintendo Switch.
Get ready! Take a load off. So tired. Thanks for playing.
That's the wrong face, because it's more like this. Not bad, not good, is what I would say. Everything I said about Walker Boone trying to be Lou Albano, but doing a little too extra, I feel like applies to Kevin Afghani doing the Mario voice. Because I feel like he's missing the mark on what makes Wario as good as he is. I feel like he's just doing deep, gruff voice, and he's not really picking up on Wario's inflections, and he's not really talking like him. Ah, it's a me, Wario. Like, look, Thomas Spindler, the dough I missed. That was great. It feels like he's trying to combine Thomas Spindler and Charles Martinet, but he's not taking the elements that work the best with each other. You know what I mean? Yes, exactly. Put some zest on it. Like, there needs to be a bit more spice to Wario. And I feel like he's not doing a bad job, but I remember when the trailer for Move It came out, I was a little concerned. I'm gonna put him in B tier. But I still, like, here's my thing. For me, Wario in the WarioWare game sounds like, and if you don't have your stylus, well, then you can just use your finger instead. It does, exactly. It needs to be like, it needs to be kind of like Bluto, or Bluto from Mickey Mouse, is that his name? Not Bluto, no, that's Popeye, first of all. I'm thinking of Pete from Mickey Mouse, but I don't even know if I'd say that, because he's not even really supposed to be like this. Yeah, Wario has whimsy. Exactly. You're so right. Yeah, I was thinking of Pete. I was thinking of Bluto from Popeye and Pete from Popeye the Sailor Man. Yeah, accidental alliteration. We love that shit. But that takes us through the Warios. And now I'm not even kidding, the shortest list. We have 2 Waluigi voice actors to go through. We have Charles Martinet and we have Kevin Afghani. So,
Can you say in Waluigi's voice, can you say too bad Waluigi time?
Too bad, Waluigi time.
Okay. I love that shit. I love that shit, man. I mean, it's so rapid fire. Okay. I think for everything he did right about Wario, he did everything even more right about Waluigi. Yes, you're lousy. I feel like he did it. Exactly. Okay, my thing about Wario is Charles Martinet did enough to make it sound like Wario exists within the same world as Mario, but he doesn't sound like an imitation of Mario. Waluigi sounds like a guy who saw Luigi and is like, I want to rip his whole fucking thing. And that's exactly what Waluigi should be. Waluigi is just Luigi, a Luigi ripoff. That is all he is. And I feel like Charles does that exceptionally well. He does a great Waluigi. That all being said, did you guys know that's not what Waluigi originally sounded like? In the original Mario Tennis for the Nintendo 64, Waluigi sounded like this.
Waluigi!
Did you know?
Right. Yeah. Ooh. Hey, I'm a #1.
We're hearing some elements of modern Waluigi, especially in that I'm a #1. But it's not Waluigi. If I could put Charles on this list twice, I'd also put him in B tier. Also, did you know? Let's see. Well, I already mentioned how Mario's first voice actor is largely unknown. What's a good did you know? Fuck. Hold on. Let me look up a Mario fun fact. Actually, let me look up Charles Martinet. Oh, you know what? Here's a good one. So when Charles Martinet was doing the audition for Super Mario, when he was doing his first ever audition, he actually low-key kind of crashed it because he came very late to the audition and they said, okay, we'll let you go for a couple of minutes. And he started improvising for so long and just rapid fire did not pause. He actually ran out the tape. They ran out of tape to use for Charles to continue recording his audition. I don't think it's a surprise why he got the role. Now, Kevin Afghani, as far as I know, has only done Waluigi for Mario Party Jamboree and Mario Kart World, so we don't have a lot of Waluigi to go off of. But these are his voice clips from Jamboree.
Ow! Yow! Yeah! Right! Waluigi! Baby, here we go! Waluigi!
Okay. Kevin. Booby. Bubba. Everything you're doing about Wario, you're going in the opposite direction for Waluigi. He's making Wario's voice too low, and he's making Waluigi's voice too high. I love his Mario and Luigi. I need it to be stated, and I am still very excited to see where he goes, but his Waluigi is better than his Wario, but his Waluigi is still not that good. And I hate to say it like that, but man, his Waluigi C tier. No, I wouldn't say it's C tier. I think it still invokes the spirit of Waluigi, but it's not Waluigi. It's not Waluigi enough for me. Because I feel like
He's doing this. He's going very high pitch. It's me. Waluigi is more filling the mouth. It's not just about the pitch. It's about the delivery as well.
Like, and it's like Nikki said. It's like, imagine if Luigi just sounded like a knockoff Luigi that sounded like a nerd. That's what Waluigi is. So to try and just pitch up your voice isn't doing Waluigi. It's not doing the Waluigi voice. You're just doing a voice. Now, before we continue, I do have to use the restroom. When we're back, we're going to do the big kahuna herself with 14 women playing this role in her... God, how many years has it been? We're going to take a look at every Peach voice actress and then every Daisy voice actress. So give me a couple of minutes, y'all. I will be right back. I'm going to put this on because this song fucking rocks. BRB. I need to ask a genuine question. Is Sonic and the Black Knight, like, actually bad? Or is it one of those games that's just kind of overhated? Because, I mean, that song fucking rocks. And I know you can't really, like, base, you know, like a game based on its title music, but damn, Johnny Giueli did not put all that fucking effort in just for a game that would suck dick. At least I hope he wouldn't. But on to our Princess Peach voice actresses. Starting off, once again, we're going all the way back. All the way back to Super Mario Bros. The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach. This is the last time we have to talk about this movie. Because we're going to be starting with Princess Peach's first ever voice actress, and I'm sorry, I'm so going to mispronounce her name. But we're going to be starting with... Also, I just realized, that crop is really bad. You know what we'll do? Bam. Check that out. Good enough. Good enough. This is Mami Yamase. For the first time ever voicing Princess Peach in the movie, the great mission to it's such a fucking mouthful. The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach. Okay. I'm telling y'all this right now. Princess Peach has 14 voice actors, and it's going to be really hard to say what's a good one and what's not. Because Peach's character, for the most part, is just being the damsel in distress. So, when I say that Mami Yamase just does kind of like a non-distinct voice and just kind of sounds like a woman... I don't think that's anything necessarily great or terrible. I can't really judge it too much. You missed it. Here, I'll play her voice again.
ごめんなさい。おかげで助かったわ。ありがとう。私、ピーチ姫。
Like, I don't think it's fair to say she's not trying. But when I think of Peach, I think of... Yeah, I hate to say that, but she does just kind of sound like an anime character. I don't hear anything distinct in her voice. I don't close my eyes. We're doing it again. I don't close my eyes and hear distinctly Princess Peach. You know? Like, I don't feel like I hear her as much as I would with some of these others. I'm not going to put her in D tier, but I think I'm going to put her in C tier. I think she's a C tier Peach. So after that, so we were talking before about the Mario anime Mario Amada. Thankfully, we should have clips with Princess Peach in them, and not, you know, with fucking Street Fighter music over it. So this is from Super Mario Amada. Hopefully, we have Princess Peach. Also subtitles. Whoops, I did it again.
何にも知らないピーチ姫
That's the
は
narrator.
水言いました。ランランラン。姫消しちゃうなんてかわいそう。何を言ってるの？クッパ女王様が一番。みんなおやり。ベッドも椅子も何もかも小さく可愛いものばかりだわ。そうです。この家は。
Okay, this isn't Peach, but this is Peach.
小さな家に案内しました。まあ、かわいい。ベッドも椅子も何もかも小さく可愛いものばかりだわ。そうです。この家は
Okay. Okay. Weirdly enough, she's better. I feel like she's better than Mami Yamase. Now, by the way, this is Miyako Endo. I feel like she's better than Mami Yamase. But, yeah, I feel like she got it down better. I just don't know if she's good enough to put in B tier. Her voice sounds, and I don't know how else to describe it, so do not take this under an interpretation of me bad-mouthing her or bad-mouthing Mami Yamase. But Miyako Endo sounds a lot sweeter. I don't know, like, she sounds less generic, but she has more of a unique inflection to her that sounds more like Peach. So I'm willing to put her in B tier. I think she does a good job. Now we're back to the OG, baby. We're back to the Super Mario Bros. Fucking Super Show. So this was, this voice actress is Jeannie Elias. Again, did not return for the Super Mario Bros. 3 cartoon. But when it comes to her performance in the Super Mario Bros. Super Show...
Bring him back, you dim-witted Birdo! We've got to save his... Look! I'll leave the crawling to you, you repulsive reptile! Is there anything we can do to help?
You know who she sounds like? I'm not even kidding. She sounds like Olive Oil from Popeye. She sounds kind of like Olive Oil. And I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how that makes me feel. No, I doubt they're the same VA. Let's check it out. Jeannie Elias. No, however, she was Janice in Over the Hedge, which was a random woman. Very cool. She's played a lot of miscellaneous roles. Oh god, she was in Solar Opposites. I am so sorry, Jeannie. You deserve better than that. I'm sorry, I do not like that fucking show. But her performance as Princess Peach. Princess Toadstool, rather. I think for the role, Genie does a fine job. I don't love her, and I wouldn't expect her to come back, but I wouldn't say I don't like her. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say she's bad. Yeah, she's a solid B tier. She's not great. I'd comfortably, I'd put her in B tier. Excuse me. Following her up, however, much like with the Super Show, when it came to Mario 3 and Mario World, those TV shows, the voice actor did not return, and we got instead Tracy Moore. Now, I feel like I'm a little more familiar with Jeannie Elias than I am with Tracy Moore, but I feel like I'm at least somewhat familiar with Tracy.
Kingdom. If you're so eager to rule my people, why don't you do it the right way?
Bad King Dad? Are you kidding?
What are you laughing at?
There's an election coming up. Let the people decide who they want, and the loser will leave the kingdom.
Didn't fucking Dorkly make this whole, like, a short? Wait a goddamn minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Yeah! There's no way fucking Dorkly, of all things, stole an idea from the Mario 3 cartoon!
Kidnapping? No, I realize seizing power through kidnapping might not be the best path. So, I'm challenging you to a democratic election to determine the leader of the Mushroom Kingdom. Good.
I can't believe, I can't believe of all you know what? I'm gonna hold my opinions about Dorkly. Wow. That was, I felt my jaw hit the floor. Now, as for Tracy Moore, I am so sorry. Look, everything about the Mario 3 and Mario World cartoons, everything about them is they feel like such a desperate attempt to recreate the magic of the Super Show, but everything falls short. You know, Tony Rosado, Walker Boone, Tracy Moore, they all just don't capture the same energy of the original voice cast from the Super Show. The best we get is Tony Rosado doing a good interpretation of Luigi. But Tracy Moore specifically just sounds like, I don't want to say that she doesn't sound like she's trying, but she sounds like she's not being given proper direction to, at the very least, sound similar to Jeannie Ellis. Or Jeannie Elias. So, yeah. I don't like her. I don't like her Peach. I'm not surprised that after this she didn't really come back. Now, unfortunately, we have to go back to Mario is Missing on the PC again, and we have Kathy. We have a woman named Kathy Fitzgerald doing her version of Princess Peach. Oops. Come on. Yeah, it's weird. There we go. So this is Kathy Fitzgerald. Wow, great voice.
How can I help you?
Oh.
Okay, Luigi. But before I can give you the reward, I have to ask you a few questions. The Golden Gate connects San Francisco to... What color is the Golden Gate Bridge? Oh.
Okay. Okay. So there's something really funny about Kathy Fitzgerald, and that's that she's the worst. Oh my god! At first, she just sounded like she was a sex hotline. I know it doesn't help that we heard the phone dials. Like the phone beeps. Wow. That really just sounded like a fucking... We charge $2 every hour. But if you can make me finish, I'll give you 50 cents off. Like... Jam! Oh, Kathy, I am so sorry. But that was terrible. Like, goddamn. That might be our worst Peach so far. Oh my god. Cost of 10 coins per minute is crazy. Yeah, I don't think anyone is gonna be belly aching that I'm putting Kathy Fitzgerald at bottom tier. Oh, I almost went to the wrong one. Oh God. We're going back to another beloved one. Oh God. Wow. She has 2 minutes of screen time in this whole game. All right. Well, we're going back. Yeah, we're going back to fucking Hotel Mario. All Peach scenes. It's 2 minutes.
Looks kind of peaceful. Looks are deceiving.
I can't hear looks are deceiving without thinking about fucking Rivals with the Hotel Luigi character who fucking turns into the Among Us. All right, let's see if we can find, because Peach does talk at the end. Yes, she looks like she's drawing an MS Paint.
Thanks to you two, I can safely rule the
When was this uploaded? 5 years ago, and it's base boosted to shit.
Kingdom, free from the terrible Koopalin kind.
Okay, hold on. This gotta be better. Quebec!
Thanks to you two, I can safely rule the Mushroom Kingdom, free from the terrible Koopalin clan.
I love the pause. I love the pause because the game needs to load the next cutscene. It's so shit. It's so bad. Yeah, the power of the film. Man, I am so surprised that fucking Nintendo did not want to do a CD-based console until the GameCube. Man, CD technology really showed off the power of CDs. CDs fucking voice actors barely even able to be legible. I am so sorry, but that... Yeah, I can't put her in D tier, man. I can't put her on the same level as these guys. That's so much worse. This was Jocelyn Benford. Our... Not the worst Peach. I'm gonna say this. Not the worst Peach. But, ma'am. She was not good. But now, here's a name some of you might recognize. So, when it came time for Peach to finally get a voice that was approved fully by Nintendo, a woman named Leslie Swan wound up taking the role first, before any other Peach voice actress. You may not know the name, but you definitely know this.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
I want to say, I kind of wish that we got more... Thank you for the health check. I kind of wish that we got more of Leslie Swan. Because her voice is very sweet. It's got this very nice tone to it that I feel like really just... It makes you want to be around Peach more. No, actually, we'll get to that in a moment. But she was not in Mario Party 1 and 2. Leslie Swan did not stick around for long, but I think... I don't know if she's going in S or A tier. It's really tough. She sounded extremely promising. She sounded extremely promising. I feel like there needed to be a bit more because I'm also thinking about her voice lines at the end. I feel comfortable going A tier. I feel like putting her in A tier is the right thing to do. Because she does a really good job, but she's not... I feel like we didn't get to see her that much, and thinking about the ending cutscene, there isn't much more to be... There isn't a lot with her. Now, we may be running into a bit of a situation. Oh, maybe not, actually. Maybe not. Because we have a voice actor for BS Mario Kart, or BS Excite Bike, which I believe, touched upon briefly, but Peach, I believe, was the only one in that game to get a unique voice actor who was not used previously. Yes, because I mentioned how it's a Teleview and everything like that. So this is, for BS Excite Bike, this is Mariko Mukai.
Oh! Here we go!
I recognize that Here We Go. That was also used in Mario Kart Advance on the GBA. We don't get a lot out of Mariko. I like her. A Super Circuit, yeah. I like her. I just feel like we don't get a lot. Yeah, I want more. She leaves a lot to be desired. She leaves a lot to be desired. She's not bad. But I also just kind of feel like they just needed a voice. And she must have just been available. Now, following this, unfortunately, Leslie Swan was not here. Rather, the voice actor for Princess Peach in the Mario Party games. That instead went to Asako Kozuki, who also did it in Mario Kart 64.
Yeah! Oh, no! Yeah! Peaches got it! Ah! Yeah! Oh, no!
I like how expressive she is. Asako does a really good job of, I don't know, there's something more to the voice than what we've seen before, and I like it. I feel like we get a bit more than what we've gotten before. Yeah, I would say fair would be A tier. Because we don't get a lot, but what we get is good. It's really good. I don't see her being Princess Peach after the Mario Party games, however. Now, following her, from Mario Golf all the way up until Super Princess Peach, we got Jen Taylor. Jen Taylor didn't... Oh, okay. Interesting. So funny enough, apparently for Mario 64 DS, Jen Taylor actually re-recorded the letter to Mario.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
I want to hear voice lines from Super Princess Peach.
Nintendo. Peachy. No! Yes! That was easy. Mario. Nintendo.
Okay. I feel like... No, that's not from Melee. That's from Super Princess Peach. I feel like Jen channels a lot of the energy that we could have seen with Leslie Swan, where she has that very sweet voice, and that letter, that Mario 64 DS letter, did not fucking capture that. But with Super Princess Peach, I believe she also did... Whoa, oh god damn it. Are we back? We're back. I am so sorry about that, folks. I really need to figure out why that's even happening. Again, thank you to Windows for not being fucking helpful at all and not providing a good crash log. Anyway, we should have audio again. Yes, we do. I think she also did the voice of Peach in Smash Bros. Brawl. I like her. I like her a lot, actually. Jen Taylor, I feel like she didn't... I see you said in Melee. Oh, I thought you were just like announcing it to me. Who's downloading it? No, it's not that. It's my computer is fucking weird. I like her a lot. I'm putting her in A tier. because I feel like she's great, and for the longest time, she was Princess Peach. I just don't think that she was the best. I don't think she was the best. Now, for a very brief period of time, and funny enough, we just finished this. Between Mario and Luigi Partners in Time and New Super Mario Bros., Princess Peach was voiced by a woman named Nicole Mills.
Mario! Luigi! Help me! Oh no! Ah! Oh! Oh! No! Ah!
Okay. Okay. I feel like there's something there. There is definitely Princess Peach in there. But I don't really think she does it as well as Jen or Leslie. She does. She sounds much more damsel in distress. Excuse me. And her voice is a little too high-pitched. I don't think she's bad enough to go in C, but she's not good enough to go in A. I'm going B tier. She had a very short tenure with the character. I don't want to say I get why, but I understand. They had a good Princess Peach for a while, and she wasn't bad. She wasn't bad at all. I think she did a fine job. Now we have the most controversial one as of recent. So for a long time, apparently from Mario Party 8 to the current day, Princess Peach was voiced by a woman named Samantha Kelly. And Samantha, in my opinion, Samantha, more than any other Peach voice actress, was the closest to interacting with fans in the same way Charles does. Samantha, to this day, does conventions, and she interacts with fans online, and she's very sweet, very nice. I got to talk to her very briefly at the con. At Too Many Games, rather. Very sweet, very nice. And her Princess Peach voice...
Help me! Luigi! Mario! Oh, dear Mario, I'll be waiting for you at the castle on the night of the Star Festival. There's something I'd like to give you. From Peach.
You know what it is? She's got a very soothing voice. Like, it's very comforting to listen to her. Like, I don't know what it is. But yes, she's a combo of Leslie and Jen. And she's the best of both worlds. She has that comforting, she has almost that comforting nature of Leslie Swan, but she has that bit of expressiveness that Jen Taylor brought. She's not just damsel in distress. She is a princess. She is regal. She holds herself in sort of a regal position. Yeah, the Mario is iconic. I think she's S tier. I think there may never be again, and I hate to say it, but not for a long time, there will never be a perfect pairing for Mario and Peach like Charles Martinet and Samantha Kelly. They are a wonderful duo. They loved working with their fans. They loved meeting their fans. And they were great. I love how they are presented. As someone that grew up with Mario Gals, she's great. Again, in my opinion, she just is Princess Peach. She just became Princess Peach. And I think that's really good. I think she did a wonderful job. Now, we're back to the Mario movie. Because we have Anya Taylor-Joy voicing Princess Peach. Now I'm going to be 100% honest. I had no idea who this person was. I had genuinely no idea who this person was, and I don't really know anything she's done after or before the Mario movie. She's in Queen's Gambit. She's in Furiosa, which I've heard is fucking incredible. She's in The Menu. She's in a lot. I literally just looked her up. I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you. She's in a lot of good movies. When it came to her performance in the Super Mario Brothers movie,
I will not let him hurt you. We are going to stop Bowser. I'm going to convince the Great Kong Army to help us. Together, we'll annihilate that monster. I can convince him. I'll leave for the Jungle Kingdom in the morning.
first of all, can I say this design of Peach fucking rocks? Like, there is something about the way because they did like small, subtle changes, but they really did her up nice. She looks great. She looks awesome. Here's my thing. I feel like they told her, you are playing a princess she's got gusto, she is a leader, and she is somebody who is bringing her kingdom into the biggest battle they have ever faced in their life. Would it be controversial to say I don't like the movie's characterization of Peach? Because I hate that people have been saying it like this, but it's the only way I can think of, but they just make her a girl boss. They try too hard to make her a girl boss, rather. And I feel like Peach being a damsel in distress is a tired old trope, and, you know, we want more out of Princess Peach. But I feel like they kind of made her more like Daisy in this attempt. Yes! As I live and breathe and speak it, fucking Jesse agrees with me. It just feels like a watered down Princess Daisy. And Anya doesn't do a bad job, but she's got too much. This is so weird to say. Silk hiding steel. Yes, exactly. Princess Peach works really well in like a main fighting protagonist role when she's unassumingly powerful, because you think she is a damsel in distress. She's a dainty little princess, but in actuality, she's a boss-ass bitch. And I don't dislike how they did her in the movie. It just doesn't feel like Princess Peach. She feels too much like a militant leader rather than a princess of a country that I don't know how to say it. Kind of like with Charlie Day and Chris Pratt, the original voice actors are in no danger of being replaced. I liked her. Okay, you know what? I liked the scenes she did with Mario, where like they're talking to each other in the Fireflower field, or where they're talking to each other when she's training him. She's Mushroom Kingdom D-Day. I think I'm gonna put her in B tier. I'm gonna put her in B tier because she's not bad. She's not bad by any stretch. I'd put her in Daisy. She's not bad by any stretch. But again, the closed eyes test. I don't close my eyes and think of Princess Peach. Like, it doesn't sound like Peach to me. I feel like it's a little mean to say, but I'm not. She's not like the Princess Peach. Ayo, Yuri. Now, I'm gonna be real. This one took a hot minute. Because for some reason, it's not easy to find the newest voice actors for Princess Peach, because very controversially, this year, in 2025, when Mario Kart World released, Nintendo, only when the game released, Nintendo informed Samantha Kelly she is not the voice of Princess Peach. She had been formally replaced by a woman named Courtney Lynn. As far as I'm aware, because behind the voice actors didn't have anything, but I believe a few websites did confirm Courtney Lynn is the new voice of Princess Peach. I've not played Mario Kart World. This is going to be the first time I'm ever hearing the new voice of Princess Peach.
Ah! Oh! Hey! Hello! Yeah! Hi! Hi there! Hi!
Okay, there's some issues because they're trying to take out the background noise.
Let's go! Yes! Oh, so sweet! I did it!
I don't hate her. I don't hate her in the slightest. Nintendo, you can't do it. It is weirdly deep, but she's also squeaky. She's got a very squeaky voice. Did you notice that? Is that me? She's got kind of a squeaky voice. Oh, Nintendo can do that, and they did. No, it was very controversial, and a lot of people, really including myself, not happy. Look, unfortunately, the thing is, Nintendo just kind of cut her tenure. Switch Rouge's voice actor from Sonic Adventure 2 to Sonic 06. Oh, no. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Rouge's new voice actress is... Oh, that's really bad direction to take the character. They were just taking all the femme fatale out of Rouge. In fact, you know what? What was the last game she was in? Sonic Forces? Just bear with me. Bear with me, folks. This is, oh boy. Sonic Prime as well.
The fox is onto something.
Huh? Rouge? How did you get in here?
Fine.
He played you for a fool, Blue.
Sonic X Shadow Generations. I don't mind her Sonic Prime voice. Also, thank you, Jesse, the designated Sonic fan. I don't mind her in Sonic Prime. But this is from Sonic X Shadow Generations.
Sound me freely.
Thank you.
Watch out for yourself.
She's not bad, but where's my alto, like, what do you call it? Alto pitch woman. That's not Rouge. Doesn't help she's, oh yeah, I heard. Back to Courtney Lynn, however. Not bad. I'm excited to see where she goes, but I think I gotta put her in B tier. We're on to our last one, folks. We only have 4 voice actors left. It's time for the best mainline princess, not from Mario Galaxy. Where's my goddamn sultry Rouge? But starting off the Daisies, we have Daisy's first ever voice actress, Jessica Chisholm. Now, as far as I know, she only did Daisy in Mario Tennis for the N64, and this is what she sounded like. This is before anything was ever decided about Daisy's personality. This is before she was more tomboyish, more like standoffish, assertive. So, let's see what they did.
All right. Here we go. Yeah. Whoa. Woo. Ha. Oh. Yahoo. Ha. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Ah. Thank you.
Yeah, weirdly breathy. That's what I was thinking. She just sounds a lot like Peach. It's not bad, but it's not Daisy. She goes in C tier. I feel like it'd be fair to say she goes in C tier. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. She's not bad, but she's very much not. She's not Daisy yet. She sounds like Peach, but drunk. Now, when it came to Mario Party 3 through 5, Jen Taylor, who, if you'll remember, voiced Peach for a decent amount of time before Samantha Kelly, it was actually Jen Taylor who did the voice of Daisy from Mario Party 3, and they basically reused her voice lines up until Mario Party 5. This is when they started designing Daisy's character around her being more assertive and more Daisy.
Yeah! Daisy's a winner! Oh, I lost! Yay! I got it! I'm the best! Yahoo!
Did they put a fucking voice filter on her? Is that video pitched up? Let's see. There's another one. I see.
Mario Party 3! I got it! Oh, I lost!
No, I hate to tell you, Courtney. That's just what Daisy sounded like in Mario Party 3. It is. This is the second video. This is Mario Party 3. It does sound like Baby Daisy. It does sound like Baby Daisy. Let's find Mario Party 5. Let's find Mario Party 5. This is from Mario Party 5.
Choice. Yay! I got it! Yeah! Daisy's a winner! Yay!
So it just really sounds like Jen is doing her Peach voice slightly pitched up. As a Princess Peach, Jen Taylor was amazing. I think we rightfully put her in A tier. As a Daisy, I don't think it would be a bad call to say that she's not that great. You know who is, though? You know who is? Deanna fucking Mustard. Deanna Mustard, for the longest time, from Mario Golf Toadstool Tour all the way to Mario Strikers Battle League, which was like, I think a year or two ago, was the voice of Daisy.
Nintendo! Next level games! Yahoo! Daisy, pow! Right! Yeah! Wahoo!
I fucking love her, dude. I fucking love her. I think of, listen, dude, the rent was due today. Every fucking day. I love Deanna Mustard's Daisy. A legendary. She's everything, dude. She is everything that Daisy is. She is powerful. She could kick your all caps energy is so fucking real. Deanna Mustard's Daisy is so much more than, in my opinion, even like Charles Martinet was putting into his roles. Because Daisy is such a wildly expressive character. Yes, that's perfect. That is a perfect way to describe it. I feel like Daisy's voice created her personality and cemented her as the more aggressive, assertive, less dainty, like, just awesome fucking princess. I love Deanna Mustard's Daisy. It's amazing, and what a fucking name, by the way. Oh, man. Like, there's something about it. It's almost kind of growly sometimes. Yep, the classic, hi, I'm Daisy. Like, everything we know about Daisy nowadays, like everything that is shaped about her personality, I feel like Deanna Mustard's performance in the character helped shape and mold that even more so than, like, anything any of the other voice actors gave. Like, we got, in my opinion, the best interpretation for this character primarily because Deanna Mustard did how she did. Yes, exactly. Look, Charles Martinet, in my opinion, cemented himself as Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi. He's definitive Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi. And it's because his voice lent himself to a really good performance for the characters. Deanna Mustard took a character that was just a clone of Peach, and not in the way that Wario and Waluigi were, but more so in a way that she was supposed to be a parallel to Peach rather than being like an opposite, and she, in a weird way, almost kind of did the Wario and Waluigi thing, but not making her evil. She made Daisy have, you know what she did? She did to Daisy what Mario is to Luigi. Because Peach, for all intents and purposes, does not have a lot of character. There is not a lot going on with Princess Peach. She's very much a blank slate, damsel in distress princess for the most part. Has her moments of being a badass and being able to save the day. But that's kind of Mario. Mario is, you know, he's a very generic, he's a blank slate kind of character. He's very vanilla. If you don't like Mario, you get some weird looks, right? Because, like, how can you not just at the very least like Mario? You know, Mario's a nice guy. He's a cool guy. How can you not like Peach? You know, she's very sweet. Makes it hilarious that Luigi's the one that gets shipped. Luigi's the one that gets shipped with Luigi. But it's like, Luigi has so much more personality. He has more character. If you don't like Luigi, it's like, what are you not seeing in Luigi that Martinet and all the writers and all the voice actors put into this character? That's what Deanna Mustard is. Deanna Mustard for Daisy is what Charles Martinet was for Luigi. It was a creation, and it was cementing how much more character they had. This is why I ship Daisy and Luigi. Yes, yes, they work really well for each other, and I think that's why Nintendo loves shipping them too. Call it self-love. Yeah, Deanna, is it Deanna or Dina? It might just be Dina. But Deanna Mustard did such a fucking good job. I would love to meet her one day because she seems like a lovely fucking person, and her voice acting skills are insane. She did this character so well. But you think it's sad that Samantha Kelly got replaced with no fanfare? Does anybody know that Deanna Mustard got replaced? Did I just break the news for some people that Deanna Mustard is no longer the voice of Daisy? Because starting in, yeah, you got to be really careful with that nowadays, Courtney. Even that will that'll get you in trouble. Starting with Super Mario Wonder, Daisy was formerly replaced by a new voice actress who's been doing her voice to this day. Yes, mods, can we delete that? That's the thing we can do, right? the emote should be fine. So, Daisy was replaced starting in Super Mario Wonder. Starting in Mario Wonder, she's voiced by her newest voice actress, who voices her to this day, a woman named Giselle Fernandez. Now, I played Super Mario Wonder. I didn't play as Daisy, though. So, I don't really remember a lot. So, how do you delete a message not in mod view? Like, I should be able to. Chat appearance, show mod icons, sharing chat. Not clear chat. No, I can't find it. Nah, either way. You can tape a band-aid over your screen and call it a day. Now, either way, this is from Super Mario Wonder. This is Giselle Fernandez. Okay, they're also including the fucking... They're including the Super Flower or the Wonder Flower. Let's see. This might not.
Oh, yeah! Here we go! Let's go! Oh, yeah! Yeah!
There is,
Woo!
Seth.
Uh-huh!
I know there is.
Yeah! Whoop, hop, ha, ha.
Oh, you know what? I see it.
All right! Hooray! Oh, yeah! Yay! Hop, ha, yeah! Oh! Woohoo! Ha-ha! Ta-da! Wee-hee-hee! Wow! Woo! Ha! Ooh, whoosh! Ha!
Okay. Okay. No. I went, Lofty. Hello, Lofty. Lofty, you were playing later, alligator. How was that? Seth, what is 7 TV? It's not our Daisy, but it's good. Okay, no. I wouldn't say Diet Coke version. She's not Deanna Mustard, but I actually really like her. Kind of like with Courtney Lynn, she's very squeaky. But with Daisy, she still has... Okay, you know what she needs? She needs a bit of the growl that Daisy has, you know? She needs a bit of the growl, because that's what she's missing. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm putting her in A tier. I'm putting her in a honestly, I feel like she's A tier bordering on F tier. I really like her, and I'm very much looking forward to what she does. But yeah, Lofty, how was Later Alligator? How are you liking it so far? She's missing the I'm gonna kick your fucking ass kind of like tone in her voice. Ooh, very fun. I'm glad you liked it. Well, for those of you who don't know me, my name is LoppearLink. I'm a variety PNG tuber. I play a lot of games, usually silly little Nintendo games. And in fact, we actually just got done with our tier list ranking all of the voice actors for the Super Mario Bros. Cast. So, a few things to note. When she yells yowie, I like when she yells yowie when she dies. Yes, actually, that's a great way to put it. She still has a bit of tomboy in her, but she is she's a little more feminine, which I don't think is a bad thing. Few things to note about this whole list. Obviously, Lou Albano and Danny Wells, for the first ever proper voice actors for Mario in a widespread Western media, in my opinion. Danny Wells and Lou Albano, I think, are almost definitive. I feel like they are voices that I feel like are unmatched, unparalleled, and are going to stand the test of time. They're wonderful. Charles Martinet is an S-tier voice actor all around. He understood the assignment. Like I said, he understood the assignment and he fucking ran with it. I think he's an iconic voice actor and arguably helped shape the Mario universe for voices. I feel like to this day, honestly, into the distant future, even when Martinet is long gone, people are still going to try and emulate his voice for Mario because that's just who Mario is. It would be like trying to change Mickey Mouse's voice at this point. What was it? Thomas Spindler, great voice for Wario. I actually kind of wish that they kept him over Charles Martinet. I think he does something so unique with the role that would have made him a little more special. You can't hate Charles Martinet's Wario. Samantha Kelly and Dina Mustard, who played the respective princesses for the longest times, I think they are just so perfect in those roles. Yeah, it would be like trying to replace Jim Cummings as Winnie the Pooh. The big thing to note about Kevin Afghani is I think for Mario and Luigi specifically, he's doing a good job. And I'm very excited to see more games starring Kevin Afghani in those roles of Mario and Luigi. When it comes to his performances as Wario and Waluigi, well, Rosalie doesn't have a lot of different voice actresses. In fact, I don't even know if she has more than one. You know, I'll check. Oh. Jen Taylor's Cortana? Huh. Okay. Rosalina has had 3 voice actresses. She's had Laura Faye Smith, who is her newest voice actress. She's had Mercedes Rose, who is her original voice actress. And she's had Carrie Kane, who voiced her in some various spin-offs. Who voiced her in 3D World? That's what I'm wondering. That was... Wow, where the fuck is 3D World? That was Laura Faye Smith. So that was her second voice actress. Wow, they've actually gone back from, like, Laura Faye and Carrie Kane. All of them are great. I think all of them capture the energy of Rosalina, if you want to know. But back to Kevin Afghani, I am excited to see how he improves, because I think as Mario and Luigi are good, his Wario and Waluigi need work, in my opinion. And that's not a bad thing. It's just that I want to see his Wario and Waluigi get better. Because it sounds like he's taking the two characters into different directions while trying really hard to still capture the energy of Charles Martinet. Well, one thing we learned is the Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World cartoon, their voice cast especially... Man, they were just kind of... You want to talk about Diet Coke versions? Man, the Mario World and Mario 3 cartoons really just were a Diet Coke version of the Super Show. Minus, of course, the legend himself, Tony Rosada. Just the thing in general is the new voice actors for the princesses and just the cast in general. I want to see them in more roles, and I want to see them tweak their performances because they're good, but I want to see the same level of iconic, the same level of iconic nature that we got from Charles, Deanna, and Samantha. Because I feel like this right here, ironically enough, this right here is a trifecta of a great voice cast right here. You have Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi, Peach, and Daisy right here. There was a reason these 3 lasted so long in the roles they were in, and it is such a shame that these 2 were not given any fanfare when they were relieved of their roles. That is extremely unjust. The first ever voice for Mario is still largely unknown. Pat McBride never really made much public about himself. Neither did, I believe the other woman's name was Dana Waters. Either way, Kid Stuff Records does not exist anymore. It is a footnote in the annals of video game music history. There is nothing special about those records, although I do kind of want to own one. The one thing to note that I think is interesting is all the way up until we got to Charles Martinet, every Mario voice actor was doing one thing, and they were doing very gruff, rough, deep voices for Mario. Or at the very least, they would do voices that projected, and hey, it's-a me, Mario! To the point where it sounds like parody of the character. It really only was when Charles Martinet came along and did that recording in the booth that he finally cemented who the character is. And is that not just the ultimate power move? To have, I think, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 voice actors prior to you. 10 voice actors, and you set the standard. You set the standard for the entire character. I mean, Luigi only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 voices before him. Wario had 2, while Luigi had 0. It speaks to the nature of Charles Martinet that he was able to take these 4 characters, give them such distinct, unique personalities and voices, while just being the one guy. What I think is even more impressive, however, is Samantha Kelly. Also had like 10 voice actresses before her, but she brought something unique and special to the role that I feel like Anya Taylor-Joy and Courtney Lynn aren't going to be able to easily reproduce. Like, Anya Taylor-Joy, obviously, she's not doing this anymore except for the Mario movie 2, but Courtney Lynn is going to have some pretty damn big shoes to fill that I feel like are going to be underappreciated. I feel like she's going to have a tough time doing a similar performance while also not getting nearly as much credit as Kevin Afghani. Also, still surprised that Optimus Prime was Mario at one point. Like that still kind of fucks me up. That's weird to me. But I think, with all that being said, I actually think that was a more than full stream. I was a little, I can't believe I was worried that I wasn't gonna be able to fill up this like whole stream time. But man, look at this shit. We have a whole goddamn tier list done. I think this is a wonderful place to leave everything off. Again, I want to apologize for Smash Remix not happening today. It just kind of wasn't in the cards. Unfortunately, the people I was going to collaborate with just got busy, and, you know, I don't blame them. You know, stuff just kind of gets out of control. But, with all that being said and done, I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you're subscribed, which if you're not, you should definitely consider doing so. You get a bunch of cool modes, get to skip the ads, and you get to support me directly. But if you are subscribed, you know the raid message is Rabbit Raid. Somebody I follow, a mutual of mine, just went live. I think, what is he playing? What is he playing? Oh, interesting. So we're gonna go say hi to Moemi Rat. So Moemi is actually Hey DGB's a significant other. We love DGB here on the channel. She's a big old sweetheart. Moemi is a fucking absolute adorable sweetheart mouse brat femboy VTuber. So make sure to share the love with Moemi. And again, I want to thank you all for watching. Next stream, well, actually, next time, I'm going to be putting out my schedule tomorrow. I'm actually going to be trying to stream tomorrow because my schedule has opened up a little bit more. So I'm excited. We might be getting a stream tomorrow, possibly. But if nothing else, I'm going to be putting out my schedule tomorrow. And there will be more streams next week. But again, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for joining me for this awesome tier list. And thank you all for your input as well. I think a lot of you actually helped persuade some of my opinions. But with all that being said, I want to thank you all. Not yet. I want to thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see you all at the next stream. Bye. Go share the love with Moemi.